Let's bring in editor-in-chief of Micro Center News, Dan Ackerman, for more on this. Dan, Elon Musk says that he's reacting to this announcement, saying that if Apple is going to do this, that he's integrating OpenAI at the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at his company. He's calling this an unacceptable security violation. Now, of course, it's worth noting Elon Musk owns his own AI company, but are his concerns valid here? Is this a security risk for Apple users?
The OpenAI part of what Apple is doing with Apple Intelligence is actually a very small part of it. A lot of it is Apple's own AI. And, Apple typically gets into technologies a little bit later than everyone else, so they have time to work out a lot of the problems and issues. And, of course, they stamp it their own way. That's why it's Apple Intelligence instead of artificial intelligence. And what I saw yesterday from the WWDC keynote, the OpenAI part is just when you ask Siri something and it needs to go to the internet to get more information, and you said, okay, I can go online and use OpenAI for this. That's that part. The rest of it is this Apple-based AI that's kind of baked into a lot of different tools within your Apple device. And that's why it's so hard to separate it out. That's why it's going to be part of everything your Apple device does, I think, going forward.
Apple says it plans to ensure privacy protections to all of its users. How is that possible? How can they ensure that this is all airtight if they're partnering with OpenAI on at least some of what you're describing?
Yeah, a big part of it is Apple is pushing something that I think a lot of PC makers and Microsoft Windows are also pushing, which is local AI, which is a lot of it happens on your device using the computational power in the chips on your iPhone or your MacBook. So it keeps a lot of it on there and never leaves. And when it does have to leave, then Apple says it's setting up its own private cloud computing servers where your information will go up there. It'll get additional AI help and then come back to you, but it's going to remain sequestered into its own private little session that's just for you. And Apple's not going to share that info. And then going further, when you do access OpenAI, at least what Apple is saying so far, is that it's it's a quick ask. It doesn't remember anything. You don't have a membership to OpenAI, and then that comes back to you. And that means that a lot of what's happening is pretty unique to you. However, we are going to have to, wait and see how it's implemented across the entire Apple ecosystem. And I think a lot of people rightly do have privacy concerns about AI in general, and any big push to integrate it with a product that we use, almost every day.
Now, Apple isn't the first company to enter the AI space. So how will this differ from Google and Microsoft's use of AI?
I think what Apple is doing that's a little bit different is they're not marketing AI as a product, like a specific app that you're going to use. They're marketing it as a feature, and that they're baking it into photos and email and web browsing and text messages and, drawing and sketching and pretty much everything. So it's not something you just flip on and flip off, or you decide to go to the AI app to ask it a question or perform a task. It's just baked into everything. And I think that's the future for AI. I think in the future, you'll see it just baked into a lot of programs that you already use rather than being something separate. And that's how it's going to kind of get into just about everything.
All right, editor-in-chief of Micro Center News, Dan Ackerman. Dan, thank you.
Thank you.